Welcome, dear viewers, to a journey into the darkest corners of Reddit, a place where fear takes form in the written word, and the line between reality and nightmare blurs with every scroll. Tonight, we delve into the abyss of human experience, exploring 6 of the most disturbing stories ever told. These are the tales that linger long after you've turned off the lights. So lock your doors, turn off the lights, and prepare to descend into the depths of digital dread. These are the tales that haunt the darkest corners of Reddit, and tonight they're here to haunt you. Imagine, if you will, a figure shrouded in darkness. It's late, the streets are empty, and you're walking home alone. The only sound is the echo of your own footsteps. And then you see him, a man standing under a flickering streetlight, but there's something wrong. His smile, it's stretched far too wide, a grotesque parody of joy. And his eyes, they seem to pierce through the shadows, holding you captive in their gaze. You try to look away to quicken your pace, but the feeling of dread only intensifies.
You steal another glance over your shoulder, and he's moving towards you. Not running, not even walking quickly, but each jerky movement seems to defy logic, to mock the very laws of nature. The fear is paralyzing. You want to scream, to run, but you're frozen in place. This is the terrifying reality described by one Reddit user, forever haunted by the encounter with the smiling man. Was it a figment of a disturbed imagination? A sleep-deprived hallucination? Or something far more sinister? To this day, the true nature of the smiling man remains a chilling mystery.
The Cold War, a time of secrets, paranoia, and unimaginable scientific experiments. Deep within the walls of a Soviet facility, a chilling tale unfolded, one that would grip the internet with its horrifying implications. They were deemed expendable, enemies of the state. 5 political prisoners subjected to a cruel and unusual experiment.
Locked in a sealed chamber, a special stimulant was pumped in, keeping them awake for 30 days straight. At first the effects were subtle: irritability, paranoia. But as days turned into sleepless nights, their sanity began to unravel. The prisoners descended into madness, their conversations devolving into incoherent rambling, punctuated by bouts of screaming and violence. The researchers watched through one-way glass, their scientific curiosity morphing into morbid fascination and then horror. For the subjects had begun to mutilate themselves, tearing at their skin, their eyes, driven mad by the relentless deprivation of sleep. By day 15, the chamber was silent. The researchers, fearing the worst, sent in armed soldiers. What they found inside defied explanation. One prisoner was dead, his body mangled beyond recognition. The others, somehow still alive, had ripped open their abdomens, stuffing the shredded pages of books into the gaping wounds. The Russian sleep experiment, though a work of fiction, struck a chord of primal fear in its readers.
From the realm of fiction, we turn to a chilling, real-life mystery that has captivated and perplexed Reddit users for years. It's a case where every lead seems to turn into a dead end, and every answer only deepens the mystery. The baffling disappearance of Brian Shaffer.
Picture this. It's 2006, a Friday night in Columbus, Ohio. Brian Shaffer, a promising young medical student at Ohio State University, is out with friends, enjoying a night of bar hopping. He's seen on security footage, laughing and talking with his friends, a picture of youthful vitality. Then, inexplicably, he vanishes. His friends search frantically, but Brian is nowhere to be found. The police are called, and an investigation is launched, but the trail runs cold. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, then years, and still no sign of Brian. What makes Brian's case so unsettling is the lack of any logical explanation. The thought that a young man could simply vanish into thin air, leaving behind a void of unanswered questions, is a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the unsettling mysteries that continue to haunt our world.
Deep in the Deep in the unforgiving wilderness, where civilization gives way to dense foliage and the unknown, there lies a chilling mystery, shared by a user claiming to be a seasoned search and rescue officer. A mystery that defies rational explanation and sends shivers down the spines of even the most hardened skeptics.
Imagine venturing into the heart of the woods, following a barely there trail, the air thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. You're on a search, but not for a missing person, not for a lost hiker. You're searching for something far stranger, something that defies logic and reason. Staircases. Not just any staircases, mind you. These are old, weathered structures, seemingly out of place amidst the towering trees and tangled undergrowth. Staircases that lead nowhere, rising a dozen or so steps before ending abruptly in mid-air.
The officer recounted numerous encounters with these eerie structures, each more unsettling than the last. Sometimes they would find strange symbols carved into the wood, cryptic messages that defied translation. Other times they would hear whispers carried on the wind, faint voices seemingly emanating from the very trees themselves.
And then there were the disappearances. Experienced trackers, vanishing without a trace while investigating the stairs.
Home, it's supposed to be our sanctuary, our safe space, a place of comfort and security. But what happens when the very walls that are meant to protect us harbor a chilling secret? This unsettling question lies at the heart of our next Reddit horror story, a tale that will make you question the safety of your own home.
Imagine this. You're lying in bed trying to fall asleep when you hear it. A faint scratching sound coming from the wall. You dismiss it as mice, as creaking pipes, anything to rationalize the unsettling noise. But the scratching persists, night after night, growing louder, more insistent. One Redditor shared their terrifying experience, detailing how they discovered the horrifying truth behind the scratching in their walls. It wasn't mice, it wasn't pipes. It was a man. A homeless man who had somehow found his way into the walls of their apartment, living in the space between walls, undetected, for weeks.
The thought of another person living in such close proximity, completely hidden from view, is unsettling enough. But the details shared by the Redditor were even more disturbing. They found small holes drilled into the walls, allowing the man to peek through into their living space. Our final descent into Reddit's terrifying tales takes us to the murky depths of Lake Mungo. This isn't just a story, it's a chilling descent into grief, obsession, and the chilling possibility that some things are best left undisturbed. Imagine the unbearable grief of losing a child. The Palmer family experienced this unimaginable tragedy when their teenage daughter Alice drowned in a tragic accident at Lake Mungo. But their grief soon turned to terror as unsettling events began to plague their lives. It started subtly flickering lights, strange noises in the house. Then the family discovered something truly chilling. Video footage of Alice, captured after her death, appearing as a ghostly figure in the background of home videos. Driven by a desperate need for answers, the family delved deeper into the mystery. They consulted paranormal investigators, analyzed every piece of evidence, every fleeting image of Alice's ghostly apparition. The more they uncovered, the more disturbed they became. The incident at Lake Mungo, though a fictional film, sparked countless discussions and analyses on Reddit. From the depths of Reddit's darkest corners, we emerge, forever changed by the tales we've encountered. These stories, whether rooted in reality or spun from the threads of imagination, linger in the recesses of our minds, a haunting reminder of the darkness that exists both within and around us. They force us to confront our deepest fears, to question the nature of reality, and to acknowledge the shadows that lurk just beyond the veil of our everyday lives. Stay safe, and remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are true, but the next time you find yourself scrolling through Reddit, remember the chilling tales we've shared tonight and be careful what you wish for. For the things that haunt our nightmares often find their origins